We have another incredible guest on Machine Learning Day, Harini from Loom, one of my favorite brands. I'm sending friends and family Loom videos, clients Zoom videos. I'm a fan. Very excited to have you. Huge fan of the brand. And when we think about data, we're always thinking maybe zeros and ones, but there's a lot of data in video. So there's a lot we're going to talk about. And we also want to talk about you. So first off, thank you for being on the show. Thank you for being part of Machine Learning Day.
Thank you so much for having me here.
It's going to be fun. Lots to get to. Let's just start with, as we always like, you. Let's start with you. I always say right now I'm living my best self during a pandemic because I've had time to worry and focus and upskill myself. How did you get through the year? We're coming out of it. What are your plans? So I'd love to hear about your last, let's call it 18 months.
Yeah, absolutely. I think it's definitely been a time of transformation, be it digital transformation for companies and really personal transformation for people. And it's really been a nice wake-up call for people to say, hey, it's time to focus on what's really important. I think few things that have really helped me have been, one is definitely meditation. I think meditation is where we are moving from living it to becoming an observer of your thoughts, an observer of your life. And when you change perspective, you just new perspective just opens up. So I think that's starting to watch your life like a movie sometimes actually helps. So I think meditation is one thing that's been huge. The other area I think is definitely positivity. I think it's very important to trust that everything is happening perfectly, because when there's trust, there's less resistance and less stress. And even if we don't understand everything and where things are headed, I think it's very, very important to trust that we are moving to a better spot. So I think those are, in between meditation and positivity, I think that's definitely been what's really helped us.
You said something that was enlightening. The companies are going through their digital transformation and people are going through their personal growth or transformation. I like that. Yeah. And I think so many people have heard about the digital transformation, but I like there's a human side of it.
Absolutely.
I've talked about this, it's been a while, but for me, I've gotten back into journaling. That to me during this time has been nice. I journaled each morning and I kind of reflect on my day before and some goals. And I just finished, about 2 weeks ago, I finished my first journal book. So this weekend when I got my new book, I just kind of like spun it open like this and I just picked a day and I was like, some things you think you'd never forget, you forget. So meditation is something I've tried. How long can you go for on your meditation moments?
Meditation, I would say, I roughly do like 30 minutes, not too long.
For me, that's eternity. That to me, if you can shut it off for 30 minutes, I'm going to learn from you.
Okay.
And are you meditating morning, night? How are you doing your meditation?
Yep. So meditation, typically I do it early in the morning. Okay. The first thing in the morning or the last thing in the night is ideal, because ultimately what meditation is we have various brain frequencies, and which is delta, theta, alpha, gamma, and many of these frequencies. And meditation is actually, the frequencies during meditation is closest to when you're going to sleep.
Okay.
So when you wake up, it's a lot easier to do it. And before you head to bed, it's also a lot easier. It calms your brain down back and helps you to sleep. So, but my personal is morning. That's when I think the energy is so different.
Yeah. I remember listening to like a podcast, and Calm is one of our podcast guests. And there was a podcast I was listening to, and there was female hosts were talking about Calm, and They were saying they were trying to listen and relax to Matthew McConaughey's voice, but they couldn't. They're like, it's like, he's a very sexy guy, and these women are like, I'm trying to use him to meditate, and they're like, I can't. Like, it was incredible. And so I just, it's kind of a random rant there, but Calm has been so supportive of us, and I love anything that helps people get to a better self. I love the meditation part.
That's great.
And as we focus on, as this is going to be a machine learning day, and we think about even if it's meditation, and how you would have to maybe first either go to a studio, then have the studio come to you. And now if you think about how this is a tool that's been around for hundreds of years, and now if you think about how they're putting data inside of it, now Spotify can give you your meditation playlist. I mean, just think about this. Like, it's just like, just set it and forget it. Like, what are your thoughts on just how just machine learning is just changing how we just do things?
Yeah, absolutely. I think, machine learning is fascinating to me because I believe we are machine learning, right? Humans are constantly, our subconscious mind is that training set on which we make our active decisions. So in many ways, a lot of machine learning models are actually using neural networks based on how the brains work. And in a sense, as we are making advances with machine learning, I honestly think we're discovering ourselves in the process.
Well, I think if I can just get into how we started this, now that I spent the shelter in place really working on my model of myself, I can see that I'm learning each day. Now, just speaking about how we're spending our time, I'm a fan of the videos, the Loom videos.
Yeah.
Does your company use Slack, or all you do is just send Loom videos? I mean, what's the chaos going on?
We do a ton of Loom. No, we definitely use other tools too, but I think Loom is just changing the way we are working. It's making communication so much more efficient, effective. Even the way we're using Loom for data, with how data is proliferating across the organization and empowering all people to make better decisions using data, I think has been phenomenal. And we're able to create content that's evergreen. So people can always refer back to various analyses or various models, and and also with a distributed workforce, it really enables the personal communication and the human touch as well. So it's a huge game changer, I think, for just how companies are going to have to work moving forward.
I think there are some known winners during this pandemic, and there's lots of known tragic losers, restaurants, certain. I think your product just at the right time, at the right moment, asynchronous work, remote work, trying to better communicate. You're a winner. You are a winner, but also your product won. Zoom won. Microsoft Teams won. I think when I think of winners, that it just must be for you to see the data what is that like to just see your head of data, and now it's just seeing different types of data, different type of usage, and not slowing down? It must be just, what's it feel like to be on a rocket ship, I guess is what I'm asking.
Yeah, I think it's fantastic to be a part of a product that is both so well liked and also so useful. And that can really change the way people work. And it's gonna start enabling people to choose where they want to live and where they want to work. I think that sort of empowering tool is really what brought me to Loom. And I'm so excited about the growth journey that we've had and that we're continuing to see. And as we have more and more insights into the data and seeing all of that, it's been fantastic to see the growth journey. And I really think this is just the beginning of things. And really looking forward to seeing this growth.
So now, follow-up question on that is women in technology. This is something that we try to talk about on every show. So you've you're working on a rocket ship. Some people like to work at enterprise. Who doesn't want to work at the rocket ship? What's it like, when you're telling your women in tech friends you're going to go to this company? Or were they like, you're crazy? Were they like, I'm jealous? What's it like to be a woman in tech and taking these risks? And now looking back, you're like, this is the smartest thing I've ever done.
Absolutely. I think I definitely have always gravitated towards companies where I truly believe in the product and I love the product. I think that's something that's been extremely important. And also I really enjoy building. I really enjoy building data capabilities, data teams ground up. And that's really kept me in the startup world, where I really love building and scaling teams. And what I'm really passionate about is helping drive growth for companies using data insights or data products. And I think that combination is really what I look for, is a very data-driven culture, a fantastic product, and really great people I can learn from. And so I think, and that's typically how I've tried to select a lot of the startups that I've worked for. And absolutely, it's a lot of startups don't do very well, but very, very thankful and fortunate for having had the opportunity to work at some fantastic startups.
Yeah.
And being a woman in tech, I think, has definitely had its challenges for sure. To be honest, I think there is, in addition to the gender aspect, I'm also an immigrant in this country. I'm also more of an introvert, and so I think there are a lot of things that play here. And all I can tell people is just keep going. Just believe in yourself, because the more you believe in yourself, I think others will, and I think the doors and opportunities will open up. So yeah, I think it's been a great journey. I've had a lot of people to support along the way.
Yeah, no, I think it's well said. Believe in yourself, bet on yourself. I mean, it's talked about in every leadership book, or every thing you can go, is the most important investment is yourself. Bet on yourself, believe in yourself, work on yourself. And it's great to have a human side of it as you tell your story. And it's exciting. It's super exciting. Now, what city are you in? All right.
I'm in the San Francisco Bay Area.
Okay, so you're still in the Bay.
Yes, still here.
I talk about it on the show. Like, I was part of the exodus, San Francisco to Miami. There's so many people. Working now remote. Can you go back? Do you want to go back? What's it going to be like to go back? I mean, there's a lot going on. Next week, more and more cities are opening. This is it's an exciting time. How are you going through this emotionally? What are your thoughts?
Yeah, so for me, I think when I moved to California, this was about 8 years ago. I really moved here because I loved the nature here. I just loved the atmosphere and the energy here. So I think that's what's still keeping me here. And I live in the suburbs though. So
I'm a former East Bay. I'm a former East Bay guy.
Me too. I live in a city called San Ramon. And here, I'm here with my kids and my puppy. And so I think overall, I like the balance of the natural beauty there is, the great weather there is, and close by you have great opportunities and great minds to really continue to learn from.
To our listeners who are not from the Bay Area, San Ramon, we've talked, is just heaven. It hardly rains. Streets as wide as airports. Incredible school system.
Yep.
It's just a special place. It's a very special place. So it's great to see you there. Yeah, I mean, for me, I always say California has 5 seasons. It's the 4 plus fires. I mean, and when the fires were over the summer. I remember there's bad fires and everything. It was like, that was for me. It was like, it's between the pandemic, the shelter in place, and then we had to evacuate. It's just a lot there. But
Yeah. I should add that there is like one place that I have considered potentially moving, and that's Kauai in Hawaii. I just that's beautiful. I think that's probably the place I would love
I
to be.
love it. I love everything about it. When I looked at for me where to go, it needed to be a palm tree, and it was like if I went to Kauai or anywhere in Hawaii, the family wouldn't visit too far. So I love that you're thinking that way, but most importantly, I love that you made it through this challenge, or close to making it through. I love that you got this time to spend on yourself and still be part of a rocket ship doing great things. I mean, it's not easy. I mean, the usage is insane. The product is incredible. The UI is super easy and friendly. And to everyone that hasn't really been on the Loom video or video content, like there is a there. It is a nice way to capture asynchronous work. And we're speaking with one of the head of data on that team that's just cranking out how all this works together. And this is a fun show.
Thank you. Thanks again for having me here.
So my last one for you is on this machine learning day, and we're thinking about Zoom and video. What should we be grateful for when it comes to video? And I'm not going to lead, but I'm like thinking, is it video compression? Is it how we can timestamp things? Like, what should we be grateful for on video, when it comes to like some of the crazy things that we're seeing?
Yeah, I think there's so much to be thankful for video, because it's enabled us to connect with friends and family who are so far away. It's enabled us to connect with coworkers and be able to continue to work during these times. Like, imagine if none of us were able to work. I think that would have been a very different scenario. So I think so much to be thankful for in terms of what video has enabled and what it's continuing to enable. But I think the other thing that I personally am very, very proud of Loom is there's a patented architecture due to which we have amazing speed of the product. It's instant, and I think and that's where we've got such a fantastic engineering team, and really the entire Loom team has done a fantastic job, and it really shows in really how much NPS and love that we're getting.
You got a lot of love here. I agree. And I didn't put that together. It's because it's so delightful. I didn't put together how beautiful the speed is. A lot went into the speed, and that's why it's delightful. I took that for granted.
We all do.
You're right. I mean, if you think about, there was a lot of hard work that went into that, like you said, even if a patent, but that is delightful. And I love that I use it on the phone more than the laptop, but it's in my pocket. I turn it on and it's right in there. And a quick other fun fact on Loom, on my iPhone, you didn't make it to the first, but on my second swipe, you're on the second swipe. So you're good. So like, how your carousel, you're on carousel 2. So that's good. Yeah. That's good. All right. This was super fun. There are a few people that we want to connect you with. This is what you're doing is super meaningful. So we're going to